Yesterday, I talked about the movie because they're actually a sponsor of the show now, and I hadn't seen the movie yet. Unfortunately, hadn't had a chance to get out and see it. But yesterday, Jackie and I went to Cabrini, the movie.
Oh yeah.
It's in theaters right now. We talked about that movie all the way home, and then for a long time after getting home.
One of those movies.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that just really stay with you. It's from Angel Studios. They did. They're the ones who brought us The Sound of Freedom. Yeah. They do The Chosen, and this is really quality, really excellent. It's a story about immigrants.
Open your eyes. This is America, the greatest nation on earth, where rats have it better than Italian children. If we are to build an empire of hope, we must first conquer New York.
Our New York is being threatened by a wave of brown-skinned filth.
They just keep coming. We ought to ship them all back.
We have to show America we are all people of dignity. I want to build an orphanage and give the abandoned children the love they so badly need.
If you're asking my permission, no. Your mission is over, Mother.
My mission is barely begun. This is a beautiful place to live in. Now we need to fill it with children.
Be careful. This place will eat you alive.
You're under arrest. Even the Pope cannot protect you from what may come.
You have to learn to face your fears.
Who the hell do you think you are?
I am a woman, and I am Italian. We are all the same, all human beings, children of God.
I believe I'm being threatened by a nun.
Most of these Italians are already Americans. You have an election coming up, do you not?
And I thought you were new at this.
Che un solo, piccolo gesto d'amore può cambiare ogni cosa.
She made American history. She did so much throughout her life. She built orphanages, hospitals, schools for the poor. She achieved so much on her own. It's a shame that we don't know about her, and I'm happy that the movie does that. Cabrini's in theaters on March 8th. Do take the time to go see this movie. It's worth it.
One of the things that we discussed, the way immigrants are treated, and you have to keep in mind that the immigrants in this movie are legal immigrants. They came through Ellis Island.
Right.
They were logged, they were registered. We knew who they were. We knew what they were doing here.
If they were sick, we put them in another island. Huh.
Yes, and tried to help them not infect the rest of the nation. So there's some differences here, but these are the immigrants who really did contribute to building this nation. They learned English. They assimilated. They worked hard. They loved America.
Yeah, because this was a new life for them.
And they wanted to be Americans.
American dream.
They wanted to leave Europe and all of that nonsense behind, and they were proud to be a part of this. It's a big difference. The only grandparent that I knew in my life that was still around by the time I was born, my grandmother, my dad's mom, she spoke Gaelic when she got here from Ireland, and then insisted on only speaking English.
That happened
when
so
she was
much.
here. It happened almost in every case. My other grandparents on my mother's side were already dead long before I was born. My grandfather died in a car accident. My grandma, I've talked about this before, died from a self-administered abortion, from which she got an infection that killed her. My dad's dad left home when my dad was 2. I think I've mentioned this before, too. Went to work at the copper mine on a day when he wasn't scheduled to be there, but he was filling in for some other employee.
I know that's the story the family tells.
It is.
The real story is he just left.
Well, that's what they think.
He's just
because he left and he never
have a nice day.
He never came back home. It just happened to be the day of one of the largest mining disasters in American history.
Perfect day to leave.
Perfect day. Yeah. They'll just think I died in the mining accident.
We're getting into Jeffy's mind is what's happening here.
Perhaps he caused the mining accident to cover his tracks. Is that possible?
Oh, you got a mass murder in your family, bro.
But 163 men died.
Yeah, very sad.
163. Yeah. I thought it was the largest mining disaster, but no. The largest killed 362 people. Can you? That's incredible.
Was that in?
That was in Butte, Montana.
The biggest, right? The largest one was that.
But that was in
West Virginia.
I think it was West Virginia. Yeah. So anyway, many years later, his widow, my grandmother, bless her heart, after fighting tooth and nail her whole life to scratch out and grind out a living for herself and her 3 kids, for my dad and his brother and his sister, she had developed what they called at the time hardening of the arteries.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was some form of dementia. So the memories I have of my grandmother are that she didn't know me a lot of the time, if she ever did. So it was kind of sad. And I was a little bit afraid of her, actually, because
you never knew what you were going to get.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't. And the biggest memory in my mind is when she would call out for my aunt, her daughter. And she still had that Irish brogue, and my aunt's name was Clarice, and it was Cletus! I remember that so strongly. So she always knew Cletus, but she didn't necessarily know me. But the point is, these were all legal immigrants who had really hard lives, really tough.
Right.
Lives most of us can't even imagine at this point.
Oh my gosh. Just getting here.
Yeah.
Was besides what happened once they were here.
Yeah. How would you like to come over on a boat and it took you 4 weeks or 6 weeks to get here? You're sick, you're crammed in and the lower decks with 100 other people.
Nastiness.
The toiletry issue. I don't even want to think about. Can you keep your food down on the trip? That's just getting here. Yeah, right. A lot of times, right. But they blazed that trail for us. They assimilated, despite being called Dagos if they were Italian or Mix if they were Irish. And despite being viciously discriminated against every step of the way, but they loved this country anyway. They followed the rules. They obeyed the laws. They worked themselves to death trying to make a life for themselves here and make things better for their families. Despite being spit on and beaten, harassed, called the vile names, told to go back to where they came from, denied jobs, and openly just despised because they were different. But now, for those who come here illegally, disrespecting us from the beginning and our laws, disrespecting our language and our culture, and having no consideration about learning any of it or assimilating into any of it. Now, they even wave the old country's flags in our faces. Mm-hmm. But we're the bad guys.
Yes.
Now, we're the bad guys. But go see Cabrini, because it's going to make you. It's at the end, it's very inspirational. It really is. It's an overall really good feeling. You see that they went through a lot.
Oh, no.
But it's inspirational.
Anytime I hear inspirational, that means that I'm going to be made to feel like I've done nothing with my life.
Well, yes, that is true. It will make you feel that way.
I feel that way anyway.
Yes.
And then I'm going to see this film and I'm going to.
You just don't want to be reminded. Okay, yes, I'm a total loser. I've done nothing with my life. I've got all these advantages, and here I am.
I get a free refill with this popcorn before I leave, right? Okay.
But somebody give me a steak, okay? Somebody. But I loved it. It's ultimately really uplifting and an incredible story. And it's about this nun named Francesca Cabrini that I don't think a lot of people know about.
Oh,
but what she did was incredible. Of course, you know about
that
it.
hurts, man. That hurts.